La 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 la, biryani. Yum. Okay, stop. I know what you want, baby. It's time for your makeover. Idea. Hey YouTube family, welcome to my channel Decorate with Manas. How are you? Today's video is yet another DIY home decor video in which we will make very beautiful, stunning home decor DIYs. And the best part is we are going to take ordinary materials readily available in all our homes which will otherwise go into waste and completely transform them into stunning looking home decor DIYs. These DIYs are going to be easy, quick, and budget friendly. We are making two DIYs and the common theme between them is an Indian aesthetic. And while I love modern contemporary interior design, I love adding Indian ethnic touches here and there to just give the interior design a layer of variation and interest. And trust me, these DIYs are going to turn out so pretty that anyone who comes to your house will ask, where did you buy this from? And you can proudly say, I made it myself. So towards the end of the video, I have a very special question for you. So please watch the video till the end. And with that, what are we waiting for? Let's begin the video. Okay, so for this project, we are going to transform this terracotta pot, which actually came free with a pot meal biryani. And it's very nice, it's very cute, but it looks a little imperfect. So we are going to give it a quick coat of paint to just even out the surface. And then we are going to do some very pretty whirly art on it, and it will look absolutely fabulous. I'll explain all the materials and the processes used in detail when I'm doing the video. In the end, it's going to be completely transformed. It's gonna look stunning. So let's get started. So the first thing that we are doing is basically giving it a quick coat of acrylic paint or chalk paint. Now I had this ready-made terracotta color that I'm using. But if you don't have this, you can always make this color. Just add a little bit of red and yellow in brown and you will approximately get this terracotta color. And again, there's no right or wrong shade because terracotta actually comes in so many shades and color differences that any color should be just fine. Now since our base pot is already a terracotta pot, we don't need a lot of color to cover it. We just need one coat to kind of even out the base. I had diluted my chalk paint so that it spreads easily and smoothly all over the pot. Now this pot also came with a lid and I am planning to use this lid also along with the pot as a base, so I'm quickly giving it a coat as well. The pots are painted now and it only took 10 minutes to just quickly give 2 coats of paint, and because terracotta is porous, it quickly absorbs the paint, so it doesn't take a long time to dry up. So they dried up also very quickly. So now we are ready to do our next step, which is making a whirly design on this. Now we can make any design, but I'm making a very popular design in which people are dancing together holding each other's hands. Feel free to take a screenshot if you want to replicate this design. We will repeat this motif and connect each other's hands to create the full design. To avoid mistakes, I'm also marking that shape on the pot with a pencil so that it's easier when I actually go with a cone. Now for this, I'm taking a ready-made cone. You will get it in your local stores because it's just easier. And just to get a hang of how to use the cone, I'm also practicing on a rough paper. And then when I felt confident, I started doing the cone work on the pot as well directly, and I'm just making the bodies first and then basically the legs, the faces, and like one by one I'm just connecting everything and completing the design. Now I'm not gonna lie, this process was a little difficult for me because I'm not used to doing cone work. I mean, after drawing a few whirly shapes, I think I got a hang of it, and then the shapes that came out later were much better. Now once the shapes are done, I'm also filling in the bodies with the same cone to just give our design a bit of highlight and volume. And so yeah, after this it was basically repeating the same design all over the pot, and it was actually very therapeutic just doing that aram se, being relaxed and just enjoying the process. So now our design is ready, and before we go further, I'll just wait for it to dry, and it should take around 10 to 15 minutes to dry up. But it's already looking so cute, and this color, this yellow on this terracotta is coming out to be so nice. The contrast is really great. Now to make our pot more interesting, I also wanted to add some mirrors because mirrors with Indian decor go really well. And so I'm using the same cone and applying a drop of the material on the back and then just pressing it on the pot, and that also gives it a beautiful yellow outline that looks really nice. Now I didn't want to add too many mirrors also, so I am adding mirrors after 2-3 people so that there's just a right amount of mirrors in the design. And I'm also adding the bigger mirrors on the plate because the plate is also going to be a feature in this design, so that will also look good. So as a set, both of them together will really look cohesive and coherent as a design. Our DIY pot is ready, and look, it looks so pretty, so earthy, and it has such a nice handmade quality. And Varli art is an Indian tribal form of art. It's meant to be a little handmade, a little imperfect, and that's when it looks the most beautiful. We will come back to the styling of this in a bit. For the next project, we are going to take this tin box, and I'm sure there must be a lot of these extra tin boxes in your home. Basically comes with food packaging, and we are going to transform it into a beautiful planter using these tiny tiles. Now these tiles are leftovers from my previous project, which was a table makeover. That project turned out really well, and so I thought I'll use these small tiles to make over this tin and make a beautiful planter. And that tile look is actually trending right now on Instagram and Pinterest, so we are going to achieve that look in a very affordable budget. Let's get started. So these are all the materials we are going to need, and I'm going to explain them as I use them throughout the video. The first step is to glue these tiles on the box using this Fevicol All Fix glue, which is an amazing glue. Now as I'm sticking them, I'm just eyeballing that they are in the same line and also that the gaps between them is similar. But I'm not worried about being too perfect here because I can always check this and correct it later, because this glue takes 15-20 minutes to dry, so there's enough time to kind of go back and correct the positioning if needed be. And look at this contraption that I've made to keep my box stable. At one side there's a candle, and then one side there's a coaster set, which is kind of holding my box together. And then in no time all the tiles were glued. Yay! Alright, so here we are. I have meticulously glued all these small tiles on this planter, on this tin can, and it's already looking so good. And the best thing about this glue is that if the alignments are not right, you can always adjust it later also. It takes like 20-25 minutes to dry, so I will just go ahead and check if my tiles are not aligned properly. I'll just correct them and let it dry for maybe an hour to be on the safe side, and then we will finish it up with grouting. Yeah, we'll get to that later after it dries. So yeah, but it's looking so pretty, and I think all these tiles have a little bit of color variation, which is adding so much interesting character to this work in progress planter that I'm loving it already. Alright, it has been some time and all the tiles are stuck properly, and I've checked they are not moving at all. They are fixed at their places, and the alignments also are looking good. So now is a good time when we can start the next step, which is filling in the grouting and finish this planter off. Now at this point I thought of taking a shortcut, and I thought of using the same cone to kind of fill the grout, but it just didn't work. The Fevicol was too sticky, it was not filling the gaps properly, and the finishing was also not there, so I abandoned this idea and then moved on to the regular grout. Actual grout is a little messier, but then it's worth it because it gives a really nice look. Okay, so for grouting, I'm just taking a little bit of white cement and also this yellow chalk paint, and again I'm mixing it with water and then adding a little bit of yellow because I think yellow grouting will look very stunning with our deep yellow tiles. It will just unify the whole design and make it look more designer and cohesive as designs. I think white grout will make it look like a bathroom grout, which I'm not a great fan of. So at this point I'm just slapping the grout roughly all over the box to kind of fill in all the gaps and simultaneously smoothing it out using a wooden spoon. Now once all the gaps are filled, I moved on to the top and I'm filling this top rim as well with a little bit of grout because I wanted to hide this metal part of this box to create an illusion of a fully ceramic vase. So now our planter is completely covered, all the gaps are filled, but the grout is still very wet. So we are going to leave it for 15-20 minutes. I think by then the grout will start solidifying, and we need to basically wait until the grout is almost 80% solidified, if that makes sense. So we can still remove the excess, but then it still has some flexibility to kind of make it smooth. After 20 minutes, the grout was kind of 80% dry, so I started kind of smoothing it out and removing the excess using a wet, damp cloth. And as I was doing this, the tiles were kind of emerging from the grout, and the beauty of this vase was shining through. And I'm liking what I'm seeing. Look at this beauty. Look at those beautiful, colorful, shiny tiles. And the contrast of the matte grout with those shiny tiles is so nice. It looks so good. I'm loving it. Looks good from the top as well. So our DIY vase, which can be used as a planter or it can be used as anything else also, is pretty much ready. And look how beautiful it looks. Like these tiny glossy tiles, they shine so beautifully against this matte grouting that we have done. So as a last step, just to make the shelf life of this longer and to protect the work that we have done, what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this varnish. This is a matte varnish and I bought it from Itsy Bitsy. We are going to put this matte varnish on the grouting. Okay, not on the tiles, only on the grouting. So what it will do is it will add a protective layer on the grouting. So even if you're using it as a planter or there are splashes, it will not get absorbed in the grouting. So this step is optional, but I highly recommend doing this. So it will not absorb any spillage or any stains so easily. So it will just like protect it for a long shelf life. So again, this is very easy to do. I'm just taking the varnish in a brush and then just running the brush over these cross sections where the grout is to kind of give it one single thin coat. And I'm also doing the top because the top part is where most of the water will fall in case it's used as a planter. So there the protection is the most important. To style our Whirly terracotta pot, the first idea was to use it as a planter and keep a plant. We can keep a small planter inside it and this looks very pretty. The other idea is to use it as an urli. So basically we will fill water in it, and this is terracotta so it will hold water very well. And then we will basically decorate it with some fresh flowers floating on top of the water. And this looks so stunning, so cute. This tiny little urli would be a perfect addition near the entrance of the door or on the center table. It looks so pretty, so fresh, and kind of brings in a beautiful pop of color. Since the flowers are floating in water, they will easily go on and stay fresh for 3 to 4 days. And you can always mix in different flowers to create a more interesting visual look. I think a combination of orange marigold flowers and roses would also look very stunning. Alright, so we have two styling options, one as a planter, one as a urli. Which one do you like more? Please let me know in the comments. Alright, with this let's move on to the styling of our second project, which is our tiled vase. Now this also can be used as a planter. The metal is very thin so we can poke a hole at the bottom and basically put a plant directly inside it. But right now I don't need more planters, but I thought it would look really nice as a cutlery stand as well. The spoons fit perfectly and it would look stunning on my dining table. Perfect cutlery stand. Love it. What do you guys think? Curious to know if you have any other styling ideas, please let me know in the comments. I would love to read them. So this was the video. I think our DIYs have turned out to be beautiful. They have turned out better than what I had expected. But you let me know. I would like to hear from you. How did you like these videos? And amongst the two, which one was your favorite? And you can't wait to try it in your home. I love reading your comments and it encourages me and humbles me as well. Also let me know in the comments if you like seeing these kind of videos, these kind of DIY videos, and if that's the case, I'll make more of such videos. So yeah, it will help me in deciding what to make next. With that, keep decorating, take care, and I'll see you in my next video. Until then, bye!